Good morning, everybody. This is Jen from Memory Keeping with Jen. I hope everybody's doing well today. I am recording this on Sunday, November 3rd. We rolled the clocks back last night. So of course I was up a little early this morning, so I decided I would take an opportunity to come down and try to get a couple pages done. The page I'm working on this morning, you'll see it's one of my son's school photos. This was actually his preschool photo many years ago. He's a senior in high school now. So I scrapbook chronologically, and if you've seen any of my other recent videos, I talk about working on my 2011 album. And as I was going through the next, I'll say, set of pictures that I was going to scrapbook, I came across his preschool graduation and realized, I never did the photos of his preschool, this particular photo. So again, I work chronologically. However, I have separate albums for my children for all their school events. So this is going to be the very first photo that I will end up putting in one of his school albums, his first album, because there, again, will be multiple albums dedicated to school. I have one album that's almost full just from when he was in 6th grade. I was going through this morning to see what I've already done. So this is going to be the very front page when you open this album, because he obviously started his school career in preschool. So I'm not following a template. I don't have a guide. I'm just kind of thinking in my head of what I want to do. I don't know that it's going to come out the way I want it to, but we're going to try it and see. And you know what, worst case, if I don't like it, then I will just scratch it and start over. So I'm going to keep it kind of basic. Obviously there's a lot of blue in the picture, and I want to keep the blue. You can't probably see from your viewpoint, but my son has blue eyes. So, and whenever he wears blue, his eyes just stand out even more. It's kind of hard to see in this picture, but as I look up close, I can definitely see his blue eyes. So what I'm kind of thinking is I'm going to do some squares along the edges. I'm going to go kind of up the side, maybe like alternating pattern, because he does have a gingham pattern on his shirt. So I kind of want to incorporate the pattern from his shirt into the layout. So I think I'm going to kind of go up the sides, maybe along the bottom. I do have this other smaller photo that I think I might put in here just as kind of a haha kind of, double take. But we'll see as I get that far, and then I'll figure out, I think I'm just going to do like a preschool title along the top. So I'm going to start with making the squares. So I've laid this out. The photo is obviously an 8x10. So I know that I have 2 inches on either side. I'm debating if I'm going to use 1-inch squares and then have them off center just a little bit. I don't want them touching the picture. I don't think I want them touching the edge. So I'm going to start just making a few 1-inch squares using the old style square punch from Creative Memories. And this is super old. Again, I think I've said before, I started scrapbooking in 2001. And I see I have my old address label on there. And this is where I lived when I first started scrapbooking. So this is probably 20-something years old. But it's one of my go-tos. It actually has the measurements on here, so you know this is a 1-inch square, and then this is a 3/4 inch square on the side. And it's actually marked and says the Memory Keepers Club. I don't remember, maybe there was a Memory Keepers Club then that we paid extra to be a part of, and this was like the gift or something. I do know it's a different color than all my other punches. But again, it was 23 years ago. I really don't exactly remember. So if anybody does remember and has this punch and remembers what the Memory Keepers Club is, please put it in the comments, refresh my memory, and let me know. So I'm going to start, again, I want 1 inch. I have my paper here that I'm going to use, my color, and I have my 12-inch trimmer. I'm using my 12-inch trimmer because I'm going to cut a strip that I'm going to then cut the punches, the squares out of. So I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger than 1 inch. I'm going to go 1 1/4. And then I'm just going to start punching. And I do this because I find it to be a little bit easier when I punch shapes out that I already have. You know, I know exactly what size it's going to be, and I feel like I have a little bit less waste when I do it that way. And I haven't used this punch in a long time, so it is a little bit sticky. You just can push it back. I actually have some spray that I use. It is a non-oil based spray. I'm drawing a blank of the name. When I remember it, I'll put it up on the screen. I'll go and get it after and find the name of it. But it helps to loosen up. I've also heard you can use aluminum foil or wax paper. I haven't done that. I use the spray, and that seems to have, I've never had any issues using the spray. So I do, after I use the spray, I do punch a couple scrap pages just to make sure that there's no gunk left with it. See, and then I have this. You could use this for something else. I'm not going to. It's going to go in the trash. Again, I'm going to line up. So this is an 8x10, and I love, love, love this mat here because I could easily measure out, okay, I know it's centered this way, and I know it's centered to the top because I can see my lines. And I'm going to start on the 1/8 of an inch. And I want to have an 1/8 of an inch on either side. All my spaces, I want 1/8 of an inch. And I don't know how many of these I'm going to need. I haven't thought about how far up I'm going to go. I'm kind of thinking maybe halfway. We'll see. And I'm just going to lay them out. I think like that is fine. So when I do them under here, I'm actually going to go over to right there. It's going to go just to the edge of the photo. And I think I'm okay with that. I would love, so I need to cut another strip. I would love to know, this is actually the first time that I've done an 8x10 photo layout like this, just one photo. Whoops, no, that was a bummer. I have the intention of doing it with all my kids' school photos, just haven't gotten that far. So if any of you have ever done an 8x10 page layout, photo page layout like this, I would love to see your ideas. Please put a comment down below, let me know. Or if you have suggestions on what you could do differently or how you can lay it out. I'm always looking for new ideas. Again, I scrapbook chronologically, and I have separate albums for every Christmas. And I find if I work on Christmas for too long that all my pages start to look the same. So I like to mix it up. So when I'm done with my 2011 album, which I don't know that I'm going to be done with it this year, again, because my youngest son turned 1 in 2011, so I have to see how many photos I have for that. I may end up doing a separate album just for that. So, and then of course I'll have a separate album for Christmas. And I'm up to May in 2011, and I already have, I don't actually have the album yet because I'm waiting to see how many albums I'm going to need, but I've already got, I'll say like 1.5 albums that I could fill with all the pages that I've done so far. I used to always buy the albums that I like. I love Creative Memories albums. Those are the only albums that I'll use. And I'd be like, ooh, I love this new album they came out with. I'm going to buy one. And then I would buy one and then not use it right away. And then by the time I got to scrapbooking the photos that I was going to put in there, I would realize that I needed a second album because I had too many photos for that one album. So I try not to buy the albums now in advance until I'm actually ready to fill them, with the exception of Christmas, because I know I'll never have more than one album for any Christmas year. And as my kids get older, I actually have fewer and fewer. I kind of think I'm okay with this. I think I can make this work. And then maybe I'll do Preschoool. Maybe I'll do the preschool on the bottom. So I'm going to try to figure out putting this picture on here somewhere. Like maybe I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to go through. Does anybody remember the old story box? Remember these old boxes that would come and they would have like different themed, they would have some journaling boxes and some photo mats. I loved these things, and I still obviously have quite a few. And I totally wish they would bring them back. I actually used the cases afterwards for other things. For other photos and other mat stacks and similar things that I have. So I'm just kind of thumbing through. These are all blues. I have them, of course, color coordinated because I have to color coordinate everything. These are my blues and grays, only a few grays. I'm gonna try this one and see how it goes. So in my craft area, I have all of my decorative paper and cardstock. In 12 by 12 iris bins. And I was able to find a few colored iris bins. I have a blue one, a green one, like orangey peach one, pink, and then purple. So obviously the blue paper is in the blue, the green is in the green, pink and pink. And then I have three white ones, or clear ones I should say. And in the clear I have black and white, and then I have a brown, beige, and yellow, and then red. So I can easily, depending on what colors I'm looking for, I can easily pull them out. The only caveat I will say is when I first order my Creative Memories decorative paper, I should say, excuse me, I keep it in the plastic until I use most of it. And then once there's only a couple sheets left, I'll swap it out. Because I will tend to use multiple sheets from the same collection, and I like to have them together versus hunting through my bins to try to find them. And where is my tape runner? And I have multiples of these pictures, so if I end up not liking this after I've placed it on the photo mat, I'm not worried about it. I have others that I can use, but I think I'm gonna be okay with it. And I kind of really like the way this is. I'm just gonna figure out how I'm gonna do my title. Just kind of thinking about that. I might slide that down just a little. I'm going to go ahead and lay my squares down, and then I'm going to figure out my title. I'm just going to move this out of the way. Again, I'm lining it up. I'm going to do the outside ones first so that I know I have them lined up where I want them, and I cannot see the line over here. There we go. in between each one. So I'm going to stick with the 1/4 inch in between. So again, these are 1-inch squares. I started on the edge 1/8 inch from the edge of the paper in the corner. And now I'm doing them just about 1/4 inch in between, a little bit less because I think I'm going to run out of room. So again, you can modify as you see fit. And this one's a little bit close, but that's okay. This is 1/8 inch up. 1/8 inch. I'm just kind of keeping it in line. I absolutely love this mat. I'm going to put the link to my Creative Memories page in the comments with the link to this mat. If you don't have one of these mats, you have to get one. I have 2. When I do double page layouts, I put them side by side. And quite honestly, it's kind of been a game changer for me. I didn't really think I needed one until I watched a couple of other people's videos and saw how they use them. And I was like, all right, I'll take the bait. I'll buy one. I'll try it. I scrapbook all the time. And I love it. Now, I haven't used it to its full capacity yet. There's so many other things that I know I can do with it. I'm getting there, learning those things. So, for example, it has all of these angular lines. So when you're cutting, if you're going to cut an angle for something, and they're marked, and I actually see my mats upside down, but so, you know, it's got the 90, 60, 45, 30 degree angles. So you know where you have to mark and cut. And when I figure that out, I will absolutely make a video to share with you. Again, I'm okay putting my tape runner on this. I have other photos. I have some very old photos of my grandparents that I will not be putting tape runner on when I scrapbook them, because I don't want to ruin the photo. Not that I'm going to ruin it, but I don't want to permanently adhere the photo. So I have archiver's corners that I will be using for those. This one I'm going to move over just a little bit. A little closer. There we go. So I have a couple different preschool things. I don't know that I really want to use the red. I think I had a different one. I don't know that I really like that either. So I think I like the red a little bit better. I'll go with the red. If I don't like it, I'll take it off. No big deal. I'll go right here. I'm gonna lay this down. Do this over here. I'm gonna kind of put this at a little bit of an angle. That works. And I'm gonna just do a couple little stickers over here. L is for learning, ABCs, F is for fun. Let's put this over here. Yep. There we go. I'm totally good with that. So this is going to be my first page again in my son's first school album. And next I'm going to work on his graduation photos. I call them graduation. It was like the little ceremony at the end. Definitely not the way they do things now when I see my cousin's children going through their preschool graduation. But still, nonetheless, I have some photos, and those will be coming out next. So if you have any comments, questions, again, always please feel free to comment down below. If you took the time to watch this video, I greatly appreciate it. If you hit the like button, and then if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. And lastly, for more tips, tricks, ideas, thoughts, please visit my Facebook page, Memory Keeping with Jen. All right, happy scrapbooking. Take care.